Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Leenda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor. Over here on my channel, we go into some random topics and jump into deep dives of interesting stories, crimes, and culture. I like to lead with articles that are surfacing and swirling in today's mainstream media and mix it with today's reality of news and source of information, the internet, with the people's content creators and social media reporting to feed both sides of the appetite and argument, so you, the viewer, can digest it all and form your own opinion on such topics and discussions. Together, we gather the speculations, facts, and all the info in between to paint the full picture. So let's go over this article regarding the Alex Murdaugh saga, which continues. Alex Murdaugh jurors unmasked in new documentary as they reveal doubts over guilty verdict in the Schmurder unaliving trial. Two of the jurors from Alex Murdaugh's blockbuster unaliving trial are speaking out for the first time to share their doubts over the guilty verdict. Myra Crosby, the infamous egg juror, and Mandy Pierce, Juror Z, relieve a new documentary airing on Fox Nation today. The documentary, fronted by Fox News anchor Martha McCallum, includes sensational claims of jury tampering and external pressure to reach a guilty plea, throwing into doubt the final verdict. Pierce was the sole juror who claims her guilty verdict was swayed by court clerk Becky Hill. So if you didn't see my previous video regarding this, go check it out. We talk about how Becky Hill was talking to jurors and saying things like, make sure you keep an eye on him, watch his motions or watch his words, or she should have never even looked their way. My God. Let's see. She said her doubts initially stemmed from the lack of an unaliving weapon. As the trial wore on, she became concerned that they had in their minds he was guilty and didn't try to look for anybody else. She made it seem like he was already guilty, Pierce said of Hill. What Becky did wasn't right. She came into the juror room and was talking and interacting with all of us. But Pierce revealed she didn't realize this conduct would be considered improper until she was contacted by Murdaugh's lawyers after the trial. McCallum asked Pierce if she ever would have raised concerns about Hill's actions if it weren't for her discussion with Murdaugh's lawyers. Probably not, she accepted. Murdaugh is serving 2 life sentences for the deaths of his wife and son on a family estate, which was Mazzell, in 2021. The 56-year-old has maintained his innocence, and his lawyers have since accused Hill of telling jurors not to be fooled by him in a bid to secure his conviction so she can make money from a book about the case, which she did release. And it was said she admitted to plagiarizing. I don't know. Can't make this stuff up. She denies any wrongdoing, but has since left her job as an investigation is underway. So she had resigned from her position. The South Carolina Patriarch had a small victory in court just 2 weeks ago when judges agreed to consider whether Hill interfered in the case and whether it swung the jury. As a result, the Supreme Court will now consider whether Murdaugh has this case for a retrial. Even if he is eventually granted a new trial, he's still serving 40 years in prison for stealing millions of dollars from clients of his law firm. So a lot of people forget there was mishandling his funds, and he was kind of stealing from clients and stuff. So there was a lot of financial crimes also that he was sentenced to. This punishment is being served at the same time as his 27-year sentence for his separate state fraud convictions. While Pierce is so far the only juror who deliberated in the case to express concerns about Hill, so the only one that came forward saying that she felt like she was swayed. Crosby also detailed feeling like she was targeted because she was undecided throughout much of the trial. I think a lot of people were. She said the decision to remove her from the jury felt like a mistake. I had a real hard time because there wasn't more evidence saying, okay, you did it. There was a lot of what ifs, possibly, Crosby said. Crosby was eventually removed from the jury panel, accused of sharing an opinion on Murdaugh with her ex-husband and tenants during the trial. She claimed in the documentary that this was untrue, and she first heard about the allegations via Hill. Oh, wow. That's new. That's a new telling factor right here. Me and Miss Becky went into an office outside. She closed the door behind me and she asked me if I had an ex-husband, and I said, well, yeah, I do. I haven't seen him in over 10 years. And she said there was a post on a social media platform that said I had been drinking with him and that I had offered an opinion. I told her, no, I have not seen him. I haven't talked to him. I sure as hell haven't been talking with him. Can I see the post? Well, she couldn't find it. She asked me, well, do you have an opinion on Mr. Murdaugh's guilt? Oh, she should have definitely not been having any conversation. I didn't know this happened. Oh my Lord. Crosby said she told Hill she was undecided. Oh, you shouldn't have said anything either, and wanted to hear more information. She was later removed from the jury over a separate matter, which she claims also didn't happen. So it almost seems like Becky Hill was like, okay, she seems like she's undecided. Let me see if I can get her to speak, and then automatically, if she talks to me about it, I can kick her off the panel. And so she did. Wow. Crosby said the judge told her he'd received an anonymous email accusing her of not happened, she said. She claims she later found out 2 weeks after the trial had concluded that her ex-husband had never posted anything accusatory towards her. Apparently, they found somebody with a similar name to my ex-husband that made an apology post, she said. I feel like I was targeted. I don't know why. Because you seem why. I bet you. You seemed weak to this woman, so she scoped you out and she threw you out. On a lighter note, Crosby was asked about her now infamous decision to tell the judge about her dozen eggs immediately after she was dismissed. They were just fresh farm eggs in a carton at the time. You have to remember we were just coming to where groceries were ungodly. A dozen eggs were $8, she said. I wanted my farm fresh eggs. I'm sorry. I'm a country girl. I like eggs. Pierce claimed on the day Murdaugh was due to take the stand, Hill told jurors not to be fooled by his actions. Don't believe what he's saying. She recalls everybody being ready to go home on the day of deliberations, prompting her to think, okay, then I guess we'll just say he's guilty. I just agreed with everybody else. His 6-week trial in the head after initially being wounded near dog kennels on the family's rural estate in isolation. Paul was shot twice with a shotgun, each round loaded with different sized shot, while his mother apparently running towards her son 300 blackout semi-automatic rifle. The murderers of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh shocked South Carolina, where the family members of the family had served as solicitor and district attorney for the Low Country region 85 consecutive years. Wow. Murdaugh claimed he found the bodies of his wife and son after returning home from a visit to his parents. But prosecutors based their case on damning near the time of the unalivings.